Today's Glassbreaker.
Today's Glassbreaker is a giant of the movie world. She's an award-winning film director and producer. Her name is Mildred Okwo. Mildred, thank you for breaking the glass ceiling and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Lagos, if you're just joining the show, you're listening to The Glass Ceiling on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Sandra Ezekwesili. And on this segment, we take a look at women who are conquering their corners of the world. Mildred, when was the first time you realized, oh my God, I have to make movies? When did you first realize you wanted to make movies?
I think maybe I was 10 years old. But I kept running away from it because I really didn't have too many people I could look up to in, doing it,
Okay.
apart from Hollywood and very few people in Nigeria. So I kind of ignored it. I ignored it until I finished law school. So I believe part of it is wanting to please your parents. Back in the day, if you were not a lawyer, accountant, doctor, all those things,
Yeah.
So my first degree was in theater arts.
Okay.
Thank God. So I really did enjoy doing that. But I moved to the United States. I studied law.
Mm-hmm.
And once I was done with that law degree, I knew it was time to do something that I really loved, and it's telling stories. I wanted to tell stories on a bigger platform as opposed to telling them in court.
When did you get into the movie business? How did you start?
Okay, so living in the States, I was living in LA. I lived in LA for about 21 years, and living there was when the movie business started truly in Nigeria, like when I first saw Living Bondage, I think was 1994. And then I started hearing my family friends like Ego Boyo, Amaka Igwe. I would hear about their exploits, while living there. So I knew that, I was just biding my time, waiting for when I would just go back and contribute. And the funny thing was that I never even really wanted to do it in the States.
Okay.
Like some people would say, you know what, let them start doing it back in the United States. I just always wanted to do it in Nigeria, to tell truly African stories and take them to the world.
I see. And how has that been so far? I know you have an upcoming project, La Femme, Anjola.
Yeah.
Anjola is
Yes.
Yoruba, right?
Yes, Anjola is Yoruba, La Femme is French. So it means the woman Anjola. It's sort of it's a crime thriller, but of the neo-noir genre.
Okay.
So I think that's why the writer Tunde Babalala kind of had that French name, have something a bit. But there's a story behind it in the movie itself. So when you watch it, you'll be able to know why we had a French name. So it's been grueling. I've been in the industry for a while now and seen a lot of changes. I won't lie, some of the changes I'm seeing, I thought it would take a much longer time to come, but they're coming fast and furious.
Okay.
There's been changes in the way people see what the industry can do.
Okay.
But there's also we're still stagnant in certain things. And for me, those are like processes, because I'm sure we'll get to that. But it's been, I love doing it. And that's the most important thing you can ask for in the world, is to do what you love and sort of a living from it, and be happy. So I could have been making so much money being a lawyer in Los Angeles.
Of all places, yeah.
Yes. But I was always feeling like I need to do something more. So I would go. I was a litigation attorney, so I would go in court, talk, And while I'm talking, I'll be thinking, ask God, this is so boring. These people don't need me here.
Oh, wow.
Don't need me. So, but this is the only job I've had where I've just been happy telling these stories. You know what I mean? Feeling that I'm being very impactful with the kinds of stories I'm telling.
That you're choosing to tell.
I'm hoping to do more, because our stories have not been told. The black man and woman need to tell their stories. It's our turn.
What did paying dues look like for you on your way up? What does paying dues look like for directors and producers today? So that's two questions. What did it look like for you on your way up? And what does it look like for directors and producers today?
So, you pay dues in different kinds of ways. It's not just because this was sort of a second career.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I paid dues in my other career, which is legal, which is everything I did when I moved to the States. I had my first degree, but it was almost like starting all over. You had to take certain kinds of jobs because you were not from the United States. So those are dues, things that, okay, yeah, you may come from a well-to-do family, but you still have to pay your dues. And that's working 9 to 5, maybe working 2 jobs. I've done that. I've done all kinds of I did all kinds of menial jobs in the States, just trying to put myself through law school. I felt that I had to do them and learn. And believe me, that's how come I have what I have today, is the fact that I paid these dues. America is a place where you pay your dues. They're so big on dues. You don't just come in and become huge. You will do the work. And while you're doing the work, that's when you learn. So a lot of the things I did, even though it didn't have to do with film, it's helping me today in business. You understand? So sometimes I see people who say they have businesses and they can't even write business letters. They can't even do accounting, proper accounting. They can't file certain papers. These are the things I learned to do while I was paying my dues, because I was working for others. So I learned, you know what I mean? I learned to assist people. I learned to work under people, sometimes I've worked 24 hours, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as you're working, you're learning. And those things you're learning, you never lose, because you will need them in the future.
So, and how have those things helped shape the director you are today, the producer you are today?
Everything. They've shaped everything. Everything I've done, they've shaped what I do today, the way I think. Because a director needs to be very smart. I mean, your job is to, basically, you're building a world where every time you tell a story, you're building a world. My cousin, Kelechi Odu, he's a production designer on my set. He'll tell me, he's like, I think we're so tired when we finish making film because we're acting like God. It's like we're building a world between, you know what I mean? When you create a world within a world.
Well, that's why he rested on the 7th day, yeah?
So when you do it truthfully, it's quite, it's something to behold, So now, paying dues then, like you say, paying dues then and now. So for me, when I now came into Nigeria to make films, I didn't just come in and go, oh, I know it all or whatever, even though I knew quite a bit. I came in and I worked with Ego Boyo, who was already producing good films, you understand? And working with her opened me up to the ways Nigeria also functions. Because when you move away from Nigeria for a while, you really don't know how it functions anymore, not to talk of being away for 20-something years. You know what I mean? So I had to get back into it. So I didn't just come in and jump in and say, I'm going to do a movie by myself and blah, blah, blah. I did it with Ego. That was my first film. And then I spent another 3-4 years before I did my next film, because I really realized that I didn't understand the industry. There were so many things I thought the industry had in 2005, because when I was living in the States, we were buying films. We were buying Nollywood films at $16 in Los Angeles. So I thought it was a very rich industry. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize the money wasn't getting back
home.
Yeah, so it was mostly people pirating films abroad, making a lot of them build houses or on the back of these people who were working for their money. So when I came back, I realized that this was really a cottage industry, that we didn't have proper distribution channels. There were so many things that were not in place. I realized I had to just slow down. Because you can't, no matter, I had to learn the hard way that sometimes you can't go too fast. You know what I mean? You need to be right on time with the industry. When I first came in, they were, at that time, they were telling Ego and I that we needed to pay them to be in the cinemas.
I see.
So now, yes, then there was only one cinema, there was only one distributor, you know what I mean? So nobody was even thinking of distributing.
So there was a monopoly.
Huh?
So there was a monopoly.
Yeah, and it's not, it wasn't even an intentional monopoly, you know what I mean? It was just like that. There was only one cinema, then it was Silverbird Distribution, and they had all kinds of movies they were distributing. You understand? So, they hadn't done Nollywood yet, but I saw the future. I felt that a few years from then, that Nollywood, they would be coming to Nollywood and they would want to distribute Nollywood films. The thing was that Nigerians weren't aware about how popular Nollywood was. Do you understand? They were not. They're not aware. I mean, when I see some of these people now, talking about, oh, Nollywood is getting popular. That's so funny. People back then in 2005, they were so popular around the world. I mean, our films were being consumed in the Caribbean, in places you would never even believe, And so when I came back, I now realized, look, I needed to slow down. And the industry has picked up since then. I mean,
so since then, for producers now, or for people who are listening to me now, or listening to you now, because you're the expert in the room, they're listening to you and they're like, I want to be Mildred Okwo. What will paying your dues look like for them as producers, as directors? What will that look like for them?
If they want to be Mildred Okwo.
Why is that funny?
Some other name. Are they ready to be the industry's enemy? Because sometimes when you speak too much truth in Nigeria, people don't like it. So I'm known to speak my mind when it comes to our industry, because I feel that a lot of people just come in and think they can do whatever it is they want to do. And I feel that the practitioners are suffering because of that. And because we don't have processes, we don't have ways of making sure that people who come in adhere to certain rules. These people come in and they just do what they like. And then you find that how many years later, people are still earning less than what they earned when I first came into the industry, and even doing more work than that. But we keep on pushing on. I think we'll all get there someday. Now, the question being, if you wanted to be like Mildred, first of all, you need to read. You need to be very knowledgeable. And when I mean as a director, you need to be knowledgeable far and wide. Because most of the time, you need to be the smartest person on set, Now, if you don't have to be the smartest person on set, you must know how to hire people who are smarter than you and understand them when they speak. You must be able to you must have good grasp of the language in which you make your films. So if you make films in English, you must have very good grasp of the English language. If you make them in Yoruba, you must understand Yoruba. If it's Igbo, Ibibio, whatever it is, you must understand that language well so that you can make good films. If you don't understand the language well, you won't be able to make good films. Now, I'm a producer director, which means I need to be able to take care of the business side of things. So if you don't know the business side of things, you're not contributing so well to the quality of the industry. And that's what has been messing us all up. You have a bunch of young, talented people who have no background in business, and they come, they're talented, but because they have no background in business, they're taken advantage of. And when they're taken advantage of, it affects every other person, because this is a very collaborative industry. You understand? What one person does affects everybody else.
Right.
So, for example, if the producer, the it producer, or the it actor, or the it cinematographer is doing something wrong, it's going to affect all the other people.
Okay.
So if the it actor of the moment doesn't know what his or her rights are and what they should be asking for and how they should be doing, it affects every other actor, because that's who the standard would be. So if you're the standard director and you don't understand, you don't have good business sense, or producer, it would affect the industry. And that's what's been happening. A lot of the IT directors or IT producers at the time don't understand how powerful they are. And they only understand that maybe 5-10 years later, when their time is now past and they realize, wow, you understand? Now let me go and start learning what the business is. Do you understand? So it's very important that you understand the business side of things when you're coming in as a producer, director, even as as an actor. You must understand your
craft,
the business side of your job.
Okay, Lagos, if you just joined in, you're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, and I have a giant of the movie world on the show with me today. She's our Glassbreaker for the day. She's an award-winning film director and producer. Her name is Mildred Okwo. One of my favorite movies is The Meeting, and she was the producer and director. Were you the director for that movie as well? Or was it just...
Yes.
Yeah,
I directed it.
So she directed that movie. I really love it. Rita Dominic was phenomenal in it. And we'll take a break, come back, and hear more from Mildred. Lagos is calling me. My phone lines are going crazy. I wonder what I want to ask you. Don't go away, Lagos.
Expand your knowledge of new words and build your vocabulary. Get a copy of the Book of 100 Rhymes by Truman Nolly. It contains 20 rhymes each for presentation, Christian, freestyle, love, and advisory segments. You can get a copy for 1,000 Naira from any of these locations. Blanco Supermarket, Ikate by Lekki Ekpe Expressway. Orbit Link Pharmacy and Supermart, number 13 Bode Thomas Street, Surulere. Edichart Supermarket, 54 Olorun Logbon Street, Anthony Village. Nigeria Info Office, 267 Etimian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. And for the First Stack Maza Axis, you can call 0902 057 5859.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Uncle Dentist, what are cavities? And how does Colgate protect my teeth from cavities? Does it use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Most tooth pains are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavities.
It's time to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Colgate is recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
At ShopRite, you'll find everything you need and more. Buy a pack of 24 330 ml Maltina drinks at 3,299 naira 99 kobo, and chicken twin packs at 1,599 naira per kilogram. Buy your recharge cards at Etsy points within the store. Check our website www.shoprite.com.ng for more deals. All prices valid till the 7th of February 2021. ShopRite, lower prices you can trust always.
Sometimes pensions can feel like a football match. You'd love to get in the game and make things happen. Guy, pass the ball. I'm open. But you can't. You have no choice but to sit on the sidelines and watch life happen. If you feel undervalued and unappreciated, then it's time to switch to ARM Pensions. See, at ARM Pensions, we believe in taking action.
Guy, get in the game.
Because when it comes to your retirement goals, you shouldn't be on the sidelines. You should be our star player.
Switch to a team of more than just pension managers. Switch to a team that appreciates you. Switch to ARM Pensions today. ARM Pensions, invested in your tomorrow.
Say you're planning a trip to Dubai, a romantic getaway, business, family vacation, leisure. Let me give you 4 reasons to fly with us at Airpeace. Airpeace flies to Dubai via Sharjah International Airport. And guess what? You get to Dubai city center in 15 minutes. How? Airpeace will get you there in style and class. I mean, talk about limos and cozy saloon cars with no extra cost to you. Let's not forget you spend a much shorter time going through immigration and baggage claim at Sharjah International Airport. You basically get to the city center faster than if you landed in DXB. When you fly Airpeace, you enjoy a much lower airfare like none other in our luxurious Boeing 777 with a hospitable cabin crew. Now tell me again why you wouldn't fly Airpeace. What are you waiting for? Oh yeah, visit www.flyairpeace.com or download our mobile app and allow us to give you the Dubai experience starting with us.
You get to win money. You get to win 10,000 Naira cash on the Just a Minute game show. Call into any of our shows: The Morning Crossfire, What's Up Lagos, The Sunny Side, and Hard Fact. Answer as many questions as possible in 60 seconds and you stand a chance to win 10,000 Naira. Winner will be announced on Hard Fact. Just a Minute, the game show for everyone. Right here on your number 1 station for talk, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Powered by Creditville.
Hey, Oga and Madam, you don't see the room now. Make I show you the toilet where you go to share with other neighbors.
Now the toilet be this.
What's the apple?
Oga agent, you mean say na general toilets clean come white like this, eh?
Yes, now. See, what's in the they use take cleaner and kill the yama jams come out.
Hypo toilet cleaner? Wow.
Wash your toilet at least once a week with Hypo Toilet Cleaner to keep it sparkling clean and gem-free. Available in sachet for 35 Naira only. Madam, now 2 years landlord one collect.
We go pay for 6 years, eh?
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number 1 station for talk. Let's talk.
Today's Glassbreaker.
Today's Glassbreaker is Mildred Okwo. She's an award-winning film director and producer, and she's been talking to us about her journey. She's been talking to us about when she realized she had to make movies. She was 10 years old. At 10 years old, I didn't even know what I wanted to do with my life. I think I wanted to be a lawyer, and then I wanted to be an actor, and then I wanted to be a scientist, and then I just wanted to stay home. You know, it kept changing. So it's always amazing to meet people who know what they want to do with their lives as young as possible. And she's talked about what it takes to get there. You know, you don't just get there overnight. You have to pay your dues. And she talked about what it's like to pay your dues back in the day and what it's like to pay your dues today. Now, I have to ask you a question that you're not comfortable with, but I'll ask you anyway. But on your way up, Mildred, were there particular challenges that you found were stacked more against women than men? How did you surmount them? How did you avoid them?
Look, I think everybody always has challenges. I think the biggest challenges for women is having confidence. Because most of our women are raised to be a certain way. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. So if you want to break the mold, you really must challenge yourself. But I wasn't raised that way. I had a firebrand mother. I had a father that insisted that, you know what I mean, you do the best you want to do, whether you're a man or a woman. So I think that gave me confidence that I never just had the time to look what I want to do. I never just had that time to look at anybody's face. I just kept pushing on, like, this is what I want to do, and I want to do it. And I don't have time to see whether you're discriminating against me, which I'm sure happened. Do you understand? Many a time, but I just totally ignored it. And that's what I try to tell young women. If it first starts here, in your own head, if in your own head you believe that you can do that thing, there's hardly anybody that can stop you. So it's very important to give them that confidence. Do you understand? To give them, and I say this because I find that my sisters are also like that. They achieve and they don't stop to.
So a lot of it is from how the women are raised. A lot of it is the work that the parents have to do to help the women.
Exactly. And I'm not saying that there's no discrimination. There will be discrimination. It's the way you now handle it. You see what I'm saying? That will make the difference. So, for example, if I still recall on my first set, if a popular actor, I walk in and he said, this will be my first time of a woman directing me. And he said it so condescendingly, And in my mind, I'm like, what are you talking about? Amaka Igwe has been directing, you know what I mean? And she's one of the best directors. And when he said that, you could tell that he wanted to sort of bring me down for a minute, you know what I mean? So, and that would be how we would function for the whole shoot. I just called my producer then, Ego Boyo, and he got fired on the spot.
Oh, wow.
Somebody else. I don't have time. No, I don't have that time. I don't have time. I don't have that time to be trying to, you keep all that on outside. You just come, let's get the work done. I mean, I had legends on my first set. I had a legend like Joke Silva on that set that, so who are you to come and tell me I'm
this
the
is the first woman who
do you understand? That's how I looked at it. I was like, I'm not working with you. So I really have never had that time. I also, in law school, I was always maybe one of two black people in class. There'll be like 100 people in class and will be only two black people. But I was like, so? Do you understand? I don't know where. And I think it's the upbringing, I never just was intimidated, even when they tried to. So I think my confidence sort of puts everybody else in their place. When I don't have time to calm down, you're not going to push me down.
Let's talk about another woman who I think could be phenomenal, the woman Anjola. I know I'm out of time. We have the newsreader in the room with me. She's giving me the stink eye. We're completely out of time, but I really quickly want to find out, what the timeline for that movie is. When is it hitting the cinemas? What should we expect?
Next March, we're going to be announcing in a few days. Silverbird Distribution is going to be my distributor. They'll let me know when in March, and we're releasing soon. You understand? We'll release that date very soon.
Okay. All right then.
So La Femme Anjola is I think you guys will enjoy it. Very complicated woman and very interesting, very intriguing.
Played by Richard Dominic.
Rita is a star. I mean, Rita kicked Nonso Basi, it was Revelation. Femi Jacobs is in there. The Kenyan actress Mumbi Maina. We have Chrissy Hua. We have Basi Young. We just have some phenomenal. Ego Boyo is in it. Actors, and I think I enjoyed myself making this film, and I hope that everybody else enjoys it
when it comes out sometime in March.
Yes, and there will be a lot of talk. I think people will talk amongst themselves when the film finishes. That's what I'm looking forward to, because once I give it to the people, I don't care anymore. I'll just be listening in on what people
on the
think.
Conversation. Mildred, thank you so much for your time. You've been so
Thank you very much, Sandra. I appreciate you.
All
Thank you for having me.
Yvonne is here. Yvonne has the the headline news to bring your way, Lagos. After that, let's talk business on Balogun and Broad.
The headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Executive Council approves 20 new universities.
Channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.